Hello, young scientists. I'm Mrs. Matthews. Thanks for joining me today for this kindergarten lesson called How Are Different Animals Alike? We have 3 learning targets today. Our first learning target is, I can notice things that are the same about animals and that are different. Our second learning target is, I can put animals into groups based on things that are the same about them. And finally, I can tell you why scientists put animals in certain groups. Are you ready to get started? Do you like dolphins? Did you know that scientists group dolphins into the same category of animals as humans and tigers? How can that be? And wait, are humans animals too? They are. We have so much to learn today about animals and how we're going to group them.
Let's think about what we already know about animals. We're going to look at some pictures of animals, sort them into groups, and then label them. Let's get started.
Let's think about how we would group animals if we just started looking at some random animals like a frog, a turtle, an ostrich, a shark, a lion, a giraffe, a trout, and a snake. The first way we could put these animals into a group is to do big animals versus small animals. Let's take a look. You think about where you think each animal should go. Frog. Do you think a frog is big or small? Yeah, I agree. A frog is pretty small. A turtle. Turtle looks pretty small too. Ostrich. That's a pretty big bird. I'm going to put that in the big category. Look at that shark. It is huge. Definitely big. Lion. A lion, I know, is a very big cat. Look at how tall this giraffe is. Yep, I agree. Big category. Rainbow trout. I think that's pretty small. And finally, snake. Yep, also small. So that's really good, but we could also group these animals a different way. What if we grouped these animals by the number of legs that they have? So, do they have 4 legs, 2 legs, or no legs? Let's take a look. Let's look at this ostrich. I definitely see 2 legs, and then it's got big wings, but wings must be different than legs. So let's say 2 legs. Shark. Shark has what looks like fins, but definitely no legs. A frog. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. Turtle. 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. A lion. I know a lion has 4 legs. A giraffe. That giraffe is known for its long 4 legs. Here's a fish. Again, I don't see any legs there. And a snake, also no legs.
Now let's find out more about how scientists group animals. We're going to read this book called Animal Groups. Animals are living things. We can sort animals into groups. One way to group them is by how they look. On the left, we see animals sorted by color, brown animals. On the right, we see animals sorted by size, big animals. Let's look at the next page. Scientists sort animals by body parts. Fish are a group of animals. Fish have gills to breathe water. Let's look at this picture of the fish. It has a tail, scales, gills, and a fin. Birds are a group of animals. Birds have feathers. They have a beak and wings. Let's look at the picture. There's its beak, feathers, and wings. Mammals are a group of animals. Mammals have fur or hair. Most mammals have live young. Those lions are so cute. Do you think their fur is soft? And there are their babies, their live young. So if we compare these two pictures, lions have fur as a covering, but birds have a different kind of covering. They have feathers. Let's keep reading. Reptiles are a group of animals. Reptiles have dry skin that is covered with scales. Oh, so that's interesting. So fish also have scales, but they live in water. So reptiles live on land. Interesting. And the next page. Amphibians are a group of animals. Many amphibians have smooth, wet skin. Their body parts change as they grow. Let's look. So here's a young frog. It looks like a tadpole. It has some gills and it lives in water, but then when it grows up to be an adult frog, it has lungs and it lives on land. Look at its skin. Its skin looks smooth, like it doesn't have scales like the reptile. So we've learned about 5 groups of animals today. Fish, birds, mammals, reptiles, and amphibians. Those are 5 groups that scientists use to classify animals.
We've learned a lot about different types of animals. Let's see if we can sort those animals into the groups that we just learned about. Last time, we worked with 8 animals. Now we have 20 animals. We're going to start with our fish category. I think this one's going to be pretty easy, don't you? All right, no fish in the first column. Dolphin. Oh, but I remember that dolphins are mammals from the beginning of the lesson. So I'm not going to put the dolphin in the fish category. Oh, but here's our rainbow trout. All right, shark. Oh, now this one's tricky because if a dolphin is a mammal and it's kind of big and it doesn't really look like a fish, a shark is similar. So I'm not sure if a shark should be a fish or a mammal. I think I'm going to put it under mammal and see. Goldfish. And wow, look at that puffer fish. So interesting. Okay, I think that's it. So now mammals. All right, so I remember reading that mammals have fur and they have live young. So a parrot has feathers, that doesn't have any fur. Oh yes, a lion has a lot of fur. And we saw the lion in the textbook. A giraffe. So I know that the giraffe has live babies and it has fur. Okay, no fur, no fur. Oh, fur. Dog. Feathers. Oh, and my dolphins, right. All right, I think I feel good about the mammals. Now, what do you guys think about birds? What are we looking for again? That's right. Animals that have feathers and a beak. Yep, our parrot definitely fits the bill. Turtle, lizard. Let's see. Oh yeah, duck. It has a beak. Hummingbird. Wow, not ostrich. Isn't it crazy how animals look different even in the same group? Oh, and I meant to put my shark with the mammals because I think that's where it's supposed to go. Reptiles. Okay, so reptiles have scales and they live on land. All right, I remember that a frog is an amphibian, so that's not a reptile. And then we have a toad. Oh, wait, no, I think a frog is a reptile. And so would a toad. And this turtle, because it lives on land. Gosh, these are kind of confusing because I have things that look similar. I've got a lizard, and then this salamander that also looks like a lizard, and a newt. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put my snake over here. And you know what? I can't decide about this frog. I think it actually needs to come back out because now I remember reading in the textbook that it forms as a tadpole and it has gills, so it needs to come back out. I wonder if the same is true for the toad. I think I will pull that one back out. Okay, so I've got my lizard, it has scales. I've got a turtle, it's got scales underneath that shell. I've got my snake, it has snails. And then let's see what else. Oh, alligator. Yeah, you can definitely see those scales on its belly. Okay, I feel good about that, but I still really don't know about these. This salamander kind of looks like it has scales. Maybe we'll put it in there too. All right, so now we have amphibians left. So, like I was just saying and thinking, we read in the textbook that amphibians start out in the water. They have gills to help them breathe, like a frog that starts as a tadpole, and then something similar like a toad. And then I also remember reading that the amphibians have really shiny, wettish skin. And I don't really see any scales on this newt. I see mostly that wet skin. So I think that's what we have for amphibians.
Let's see how we did. Here are the 4 mammals from our picture sort activity. The lion, the dog, the giraffe, and the dolphin. I guess the shark wasn't a mammal after all. We'll have to figure out why. Here are the 4 reptiles: turtle, snake, lizard, and alligator. Did you get the 4 birds right? Parrot, duck, ostrich, and hummingbird. Great job. Here are the 4 amphibians: toad, frog, newt, and salamander. Here are the answers for the fish group: rainbow trout, goldfish, pufferfish, and shark. So why is a shark a fish and a dolphin a mammal? That's because sharks do not have lungs. They have gills, just like fish. Dolphins, on the other hand, have lungs and breathe air, and they also have live young. Now that we've learned about how to group animals, let's check your understanding. Answer the following question. How can animals be grouped? Use evidence from the lesson to support your argument.
Now, after learning all of that, you might be thinking, but Mrs. Matthews, I know about some other animals that we didn't talk about today, like insects and starfish. Very good, young scholars. There is another group of animals that we didn't talk about today called invertebrates. Invertebrates are animals without backbones. So you'll notice that today, all the animals that we studied and the groups that we studied, all of those animals have a backbone. You'll learn more about invertebrates when you get a little bit older. I'll see you next time as we talk about what makes animal parents and animal babies similar and different. See you then.